I'm coming in, I control, I put him into my arm bar. As soon as I release, we come out, and I'm going to go into my meat hook, grab onto the lat, so that through here, no self-respecting grappler, ones who either don't know or don't care, will let their back get taken easily, but self-respecting grapplers won't. So through here, general response is for them to try to pull this arm to freedom, okay, and to push back to square back up with your partner, okay? So when the arm is across my chest, okay, what a lot of people are gonna do is they're gonna come in here and they're gonna try to lean forward and connect with their head and their chest. If I do this, pull your arm, okay, there's no real connection through here. It's my belly. It's like if, like right now, I want my belly button to be up into his armpit. So if I'm here, and the moment I start to feel and push in, I push my belly button into his armpit. This actually blocks. So now, as he pulls the arm and then starts to square up, that's when my sweep is going to come into play. So partners, now you have a response to give, which is one of the reasons why in most drilling is kind of bullshit. Because if your partner is not giving you a response that would be there if there was resistance, then I can't feed off of the momentum being built to take me from point A to point B. So partner, as soon as they pull you, your job now is going to be to pull your arm and square back up. Try to get back into guard face to face with your partner. That's our motion that then as they push in, I use my stomach, not my chest, to block the elbow. And then as they're squaring up, we switch our hips to then roll them over in our sweep. So again, as I'm coming in, we feed, boom, I release. I come through right here. I'm pushing my hips in so that as he pushes into me to square up, I'm almost going to let him push me to the floor. I'm not up on my elbow. Okay. Then this connection on the hip, I'm going to pull my hips under, and that's going to give me my ability to sweep him, and it puts me behind his elbow. So by the time I'm up, I can pin him down. So at that point, once we've got him over the top, okay, those that know the position, try to put him into a gift wrap and try to get into a technical mount, okay? And then that would be the position where we'll hold. Make sense?
Sequence. I guess you get me.
No, I'm covering. Okay.
Once I'm here, preferably I'm not gift wrapped already. So let's say I don't have a gift wrap yet. He's not that good, but if he is, it's still good work too. The key that I want, and generally what he wants, is to be connected to my hip here. That's to his detriment at the same time. So one of the things I like to do is block here, so I kind of open his knee a little bit, and then all I want to do is literally swing my hips through this right here, this ankle. If he's really tight on his own, you don't need any additional support on that leg. You literally can, I'm still keeping elbows in. See how my elbows in? I'm not like open to give him an underhook or anything like that, right? I'm still elbows in, but I'm framing and I'm simply going like that. Now I know this is the reaction, and I know this is where I'm landing, so I have to be ready to turn, right? Last thing I want to do is turn and give him a triangle. So I have to be cognizant of how I land and coming up, and if I'm turning like that, staying under, you know, the frame. So always watch how you're coming, then you can continue your pass and such. So,
Now the hip switch that he's doing right now is the same hip switch that's the foundation of the sweep that we just did, getting your hips to make it from one side to the other.
And one little thing, and you can even literally like hold this there to make sure that it's attached to your hip like this. But one of the key things to this, making your hip switch, is taking this leg out here. If I just go right here, that's not enough, right? But if I'm out here, I have much more of a swing than come up. I said start blocking. Personally, I like to go under this one, over this one, so that I landed in a good passing position, right? Again, you don't want just one in or one out. And then there are variations of this. Say he was a little bit more loose. People actually come out and under and stick both. They start dragging and creating a scramble and things like that. But my go-to is always once he lands, I'm there and I'm trying to get up and pass. So just use this foot, use here, use your outside foot, come here in order to do that switch. Elbows in and be ready to scramble and come on top.
Now, in our fundamentals, we call this the difference between turning and rolling. I'm a turning in position as opposed to rolling where he's just literally trying to move forward. Rolling covers distance, turning changes the angle where he's at.
And then I'm also framing, don't forget, I'm framing on that knee. So 2 jobs, elbows in, usually framing on that knee just to flare his knee out a little bit, and then I'm coming here. And like I said, if they're not really tight, you can make sure, because you need that connection to your hip. If his foot's out here and you go like this, he's just gonna stay in technical now. And even if he's there and you scoot to it first and lock it in, frame the knee, then you can go.
So the first step breaking that gift wrap that they have on them?
Eddie Bravo. The part that I did not like, and I ultimately, because his views were so black and white, it was, this is amazing until somebody solved the riddle. And he goes, now it sucks. Okay. So ultimately speaking, like, we do a move. Okay? It's a solution. It's not a bad solution. It's not a great, it's a solution. And then another solution comes to the table. It doesn't make the old information obsolete. It doesn't make the old information wrong. It doesn't make the old information other than another option. 2 options on the table of how we can move and operate in any given scenario. But too many people go, oh, well, here's this new piece. The old one must be bullshit. Or right versus wrong. This is the new right version. That's the wrong version. Okay? They're just variations of a version. Okay? In this particular instance, the push to shrimp, it's a simple angle change of which direction the hip is going. It's not that new becomes superior, old becomes obsolete. It's not a replacement theory. It's yes and. It's this and this are now options in the same scenario. And so depending on the person's playing, one may be preferred over another. And that's part of the experience of playing the game. How does it fit into your system? How does it fit into your body type, your opponents? Okay. One person can do it and they're going to go, that one doesn't work as good for me. Okay. And the other person's going to be like, well, the other one works amazing for me. It doesn't make either one right or wrong. It's not a black and white. It's not a one is superior, one sucks. Okay. If I hand you a part to a car right now, okay, it might fit on one vehicle out in the parking lot. Maybe 2, because there's 2 red trucks that look the same. Okay. But, you know, that alternator or that component, every one of those cars out there, unless you're driving an electronic vehicle, has an alternator. But this particular one doesn't plug in. Okay? So it's correct for some of those vehicles, and it's not going to work for the others. But it doesn't mean it's a bad alternator. It just means it doesn't fit right now into what you're trying to plug it into. That's why there's all these different variations that work. But too many people draw these lines and they go, good, bad. This one, it's the new piece I've got. Throw the old one out because it's obsolete. It doesn't work, or it doesn't whatever. Okay? And that's an ideology that I find that once you've placed this nice little box, good luck getting out. Because all you're doing, most of the stuff, and Jaime will back me up on this one, man, if I kept most of the collectibles, I didn't know they were collectible at the time, But if I had most of them right now, I'd be retired. I wouldn't even have to run a gym.
Magic cards.
Toys, things of that nature. But guess what the ideology was? The new stuff must be better, so I'll just get rid of the old stuff. The new Star Wars came out with added footage and the like. Now it's on DVD. Get rid of your VHS. Okay? Guess which one's actually more valuable right now? It's not the DVDs. It's the old VHSs that are unedited, original release, things of that nature. Just because the new stuff came out, okay, it's a new medium, okay, but it doesn't replace the old stuff. Okay? The old stuff is still options. It's still there. So don't, as you're adding new tools, one may be the new tool that you like today, but it doesn't get rid of the old stuff. The old stuff is now it's yes, and I have this, and I have this. I have multiple options. What if you go for move number one, the one that Jaime just did, but he doesn't budge, but he is off balance? Guess what? Move two now shoves right up there because it now, as they're off balance, the ability to do the other stuff now works. It's yes, and it's not one or the other. When you put stuff in, especially when things are so similar to each other, minor tweaks, okay, those little variations add up quite a bit. But again, we play all these little angles, okay, because again, as your partner moves and as their skill level changes and things of that nature, it's not one move. If you ever think, now that I'm a higher level, this armbar replaces all other versions of the arm bars I've ever used, okay? And guess what? You're not a high level person. Because at that point in time, you only have one move. And at higher levels, one move doesn't work. I need setups, alternates, I need baits, I need switches, I need to show you one thing, and I'm going to get you with a fifth move in the series. And it may be 5 variations of the same technique, but it's certainly not one. You collect, yes, and you build, you stack, they come off of each other. I'm going to show you this, just like if we're striking. You know, oh yeah, that's a great punch. It doesn't make the other punches go away. I need the other punches to set you up. Okay? I need to show you one thing and then at times change the subtle angle to do something just a little different. But it does, again, it's yes and, nothing replaces. Okay? Your game is going to be this fluid thing that's going to move all over the place. What you're really good at today may not be what you're good at 6 months from now. Probably shouldn't be what you're really good at. Variation should be, you know, because as you're working with different people, it's always that yes and. I'm collecting. I'm never discarding. I'm never just throwing it away, going, this now is obsolete. Okay? Collect, polish. What you're using today is going to be the best techniques you've got ready to go. But the knowledge of the other stuff should never be just thrown out as if none of it now exists, because I have this one move now. And so I'll just sell everything else. And then when the time comes, you go, man, you know, I remember I need this thing now. Right? Yeah, it's too late. You already threw it away. So now you have to go collect it again. Okay? And then you're going to come back. So now the other piece that happens quite often from gift wrap is back takes. We get to the top, we force them into the gift wrap, and now they're going to come in and look for our back take. So, in this particular, I mean, if you and Hans can, this is a simple piece that I do, but I do more than I would like, because that means that people are trying to take my back. Okay. So let's go into that technical. So now, a couple things that we always have to look at is, if Jaime's knee is too far back down Hans's back, the back take is going to be fairly difficult. So if he's going to stay low, he's going to slide that knee up high, and now he's going to pull Hans to go into his lap. He can make a little hip switch. Again, Hans is going to move, Jaime is going to move, and let's just go full back take. Yes. Again, he needs to get an alignment of his chest on Hans's spine. Okay, that's going to be your direct alignment. But he's coming up to open up. Okay. Now, He's not pulling Hans this way. He's going too far forward. So now when he comes in, he's going to start to sit and he's going to start to roll to the other shoulder. And again, a little hip switch to make a little shrimp, and we can go right into a back take relatively easily. Option number 2. Again, it's yes and. It's not one or. We pick one, but the options that you're going to learn start to come in. Option number 2, he can sit Hans up. So Hans sits more on his butt. So pick him up by the gift wrap. This is already exposing the underside of Hans and allowing Jaime to slip in. And now we make our transition to go to the other side and get our hook in. Okay. So before I can show you a defense, I need to make sure your offense doesn't suck. Because if your offense is horrible, I don't need my defenses. I mean, at that point in time, I'll just let you go, and then when it fails, then I'll just steal the position. Okay. So option number 1, we slide forward, chest to back connection, and pull them in. Again, right here, if we need to, make a little hip switch, a little shrimp, and we can square our hips up. Option number 2, pick them up so that we can get behind them earlier rather than at the end and get our connection. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, let's practice both of those a couple times, and then we're going to do my simple defense, because I don't care which one you do. My defense will kill both. 1, 2, 3. So, a couple simple rules in the game. 1, you can't have my back if my back is on the floor. Pure and simple. Okay? So go to your gift wrap. Now, we also know, in either scenario, this leg has to make it to the other side of your hip. Okay? And there's only a couple ways that he's going to be able to make that happen. Okay? And they all pretty much start with just about the same pressure. So, what we're going to do through here is, once we can start to feel that a back take is the option that they're going for, okay? Then what's going to happen through here? Hans is going to bring his feet up so he can drive, okay? And what's going to happen through here? He's going to push his back into this leg and slide out. So go back. I want you to actually like try to take him over. No, don't turn. Don't turn. Just slide. Just push. Yep. Because right now you're trying to turn into him. Watch what's going to happen. No turn. Okay? Get crap on me. So as I'm here, and he goes to sit me up.
Block that leg.
Pin the leg.
So right now, and again, I do this quite often because people take my back too much. But from here, when he's trying to sit me up, this leg becomes suspect. So if I try to turn, I might have just set my back take in motion. That leg right now is on the floor, and I know he needs to try to get underneath me. So right now, my shoulder will not leave the ground. So as he starts trying to pick me up, through here, okay, he's going, I push. I just slide up, and I leave my back on his leg. As Jaime just said earlier, oh, the armbar's gone. Okay, choke me. The angle right now, okay, it's only got one side of my carotid. This side is completely unlocked. So there is no choke from here. There is no arm bar from here. Mount me. This leg is my timer. So I know right now there's not much that he's going to be able to do. And if he's still holding on through here, okay, now he's even trapped. So the ability for him to even get up right now is based on my letting his leg out. So right now, I've pretty much just shut the game down. and I know he's really only got 1 to maybe 2 options. The major one that everybody goes for is just to try to get on top of me. Because I said, the arm bar's gone because this leg is trapped. There is no choke through here, and he's not going to take my back. Okay? Even through here, try to muscle me over. Okay? Now, watch what's going to happen. If I go here and I try to defend and I go stiff, roll me over. Okay? If I'm on the other side, okay, you can look at. And through here, I just relax.
It's a wet noodle.
Right.
Stiff couch.
So ultimately speaking, you know, I just literally just did this against some fairly high level grapplers just earlier this week. You know, as they're coming in, trying to finish the back. And again, we just go by a couple very simple principles. The game, it does not have to be difficult. The game can be extremely simple. Okay? People just love to complicate it because it gets oohs and ahs and things of that nature. But the reality is, a very simple game is a very quick game. The decision making goes much faster because I need less parts and pieces. Okay? But it's not going to get the likes on YouTube, and it's not going to get all the oohs and ahs, and people are going, oh, that's cool. But I'm still going to be highly effective, and I'm still going to get wins more than I get losses, things of that nature. But it's a simple rule. If he can't get behind me, he can't have my back. If my back is on the floor, he can't occupy that same space. Rigid structures are easier to move than fluid structures. So by the time I get my back on the ground and he goes to pick me up, literally, if I just kind of relax, he can pick up my shoulder, but the whole rest of my spine just bends. It doesn't stay rigid to move. Make sense? All right, let's try it. 1, 2, 3.